So in the previous video, I demonstrated how you can create a beer rating and or review on the Ale and Radio website. And we discussed and demonstrated that once you've created your beer rating, your reviewed by is blank. And also we discussed preference ratings where we're creating kind of a unique rating system that takes into account your beer style preferences, where you can style, for example, a sour beer. If you really like a sour beer, you could rate it a 5. If you don't like it, you could rate it a 1. And then we use that to generate some sort of unique rating system that's tailored to different people's tastes and styles of beer. So to be able to change and manage this, we manage all of this in PubShed POS. This is a web-based system that a number of pubsheds and home bars use for stock management and expiry date management of all their beers and everything. As all the infrastructure was there, we've just decided to build on the top of that to introduce this ratings functionality on the Ale and Radio website. PubShed POS is completely free to use. There's no charge at all. And when you create a beer rating or review on the Ale and Radio website, it will automatically create you an account in the background on PubShed POS. So to log in, we simply need to go to app.pubshedpos.co.uk in our web browser. You can do it on mobile phone, you can do it on laptops, computers. It works on both. And because you've already created a review on the Ale and Radio website, if you haven't created a review, the easiest way is simply to go and create a review. And then even if you just rate something out of 5 and don't put any other information on, that will get you to the point where you need to be now. You then just want to click on I forgot my password. So you don't want to click on register a new account because we would have created you that account in the background when you create your review. So we'll click I forgot my password and then simply type in our email address and click reset password to get an email. That email then have a unique link which you can then click on, and then you will be emailed a temporary password which will allow you to log in. So once you've got that email, we can go and log in. It will take us by default to the My Account page on our first login because it's prompting us to change our default password. But if you log in and you come to the home page, you can always go into the My Account page at any point. So first of all, you see your tasting preferences, and this is what we're talking before about how you can rate your preference of different styles of beers. So if you really do not like, let's say, ales and bitters, you can put that down as a 1. If you really enjoy a cider and an IPA, you can put them up to 5. Lagers, meads, pale ales, you're in the middle, you can leave it as a 3. And then you can go, actually, porters I'm not a fan of, but I don't dislike, so a 2. Sours, you don't really love them, but you like them more than midway, you can put it as a 4. So you can go and change these values and then click update tasting preferences. You can change these as well. So if your taste styles change, you feel that you know they're changed, or you made a mistake, they're not set in stone, they're not fixed. So you can go and change them at any point. You then have an option for socials. So you can put in the kind of the URL links to your social media, Instagram profile, your YouTube channel if you have one, your website, update socials. This will all appear on the Ale and Radio website as well, which we'll demonstrate shortly. And then you have My Account, where you can pop in your first name and last name and click update information. You don't need a license key. So as I said before, PubShed POS is completely free to use for PubShed and Home Bar beer lovers. If you want to subscribe to a paid plan for a couple of pounds a month, just to support the hosting costs and the management and maintenance, of everything. That functionality is just there if you wish to do that, but it's completely optional um, within the system. And then you also have the option where you can change your password. So once we've done all of that, the final thing we need to do is if we go into configuration and then settings, we've got PubShed home bar name, where we just need to put in a name which will then display it on the ALM Radio website. If you don't have a PubShed home bar name, you can just use your first name, use your full name, use anything you want in here. So I'm just call this ALM Radio demo and click save. There's lots of other options here. This is all to do with stock management and sort of expiry date management within the system, and there's some additional videos on the YouTube channel if you want to go and learn more about PubShed POS. If we go back to the ALN Radio website, we'll just refresh this beer rating page that we brought to last time. We can now see we've got reviewed by, and we now have ALN Radio demo. And you'll also notice it's a hyperlink. If we click on that hyperlink, it will take us into our user profile page. So on here, we have our PubShed home bar name that we entered into PubShed POS. We've got our social media links as well, and just some stats around our total ratings and our average rating across all the reviews and ratings that we've done. We can also see those taste preferences that we created, that we set in our profile. So if we set 5, it's right to the end. If you set a 1, it's about 20% along the line. And you'll see there's a load of zeros. We'll come back to these in a second. Your top rated breweries will also appear up here with your average rating, and then your latest beer reviews, which you can click on these and it'll take you straight into that beer review as well. So you'll notice that your preference ratings may say 0. This is because we have a script that runs in the background on a schedule that kind of calculates everything. So I'm just going to quickly force that through now. So don't be alarmed if you see zeros for an hour or so after you kind of created your account or you've just added a review. It will automatically update. There we go. So we've now refreshed the page, and we can see for Beavertown, for our brewery, we've got an average preference rating of 5.5, but for the 2 individual beers, it's given us an average rating of 7 and 4. And under taste preferences, the numbers in the far right are what your average preference rating is for that style of beer. So for an IPA, your preference rating is 4, and for your pale ale, your preference rating is 7. And this is average across all your reviews. And the plan is to create some more stats where we'll be able to compare. So your preference rating for an IPA, what's the average compared to everybody else's preference rating for an IPA, and kind of show that on some little charts. So we've got those plans that we want to do in the future. So if we go back to the ALN Radio ratings main page, we can now see we've got our demo ratings, our top 2 that we've just entered. And if we click, so we can click on these links here, which will take us into the beer rating information page. If we click on the by column, this will take us into the user profiles. So you can go and see my profile for the 2 Dachshunds, what I've rated recently, and what all my ratings are. And we can also do searches as well. So you've got search bar, you can search any of these fields. So if we want to look at Jimbo's, for example, we can go and click on Jimbo's profile, and then we can see what Jimbo's preference is as well. Just going back to PubShed POS for a second, we also have an ad review page here. So this works in exactly the same way as we saw on the website. where you have your search fields. So we can type in Beavertown, for example. We can look for a product, a beer, sorry, that we want to rate or review. It's not in the central database. We can then go in and add it, and it all works in exactly the same way. And we can then go and do a rating. The only difference by doing it through the actual PubShed POS is we can't upload a photograph if we want to upload a photo. We are working on being able to do that through the ALN Radio website as well. There's just some security implications we need to overcome with that. Better than last one. So this is for bloody L. So we've now created that, and we've got our review recorded. If we go back to the ALN Radio website and refresh it, we can now see that that has appeared in here for us to go better than the last one to look at. So there's two ways you can create your reviews. If you're already using PubShed POS for your stock management and expiry dates, you can just add your reviews through here. If you go into your sales report, so if you don't use PubShed POS, you can record a sale, which is basically consumption. It was taken off at the idea of a pub sort of till POS system. If there's anything on here you've not reviewed, the rate review button will be grey, so you can click it and go and review it. So if you've already recorded that you drank something, you can easily go and just pop in a rating without having to go through that whole process. If you don't already use PubShed POS, you can just do it through the Ale and Radio website. And then finally, if we just go back to the ratings page, we've got a frequent asked questions page up here. It's linked within the blue banner by clicking on facts page. We've tried to explain how the preference ratings work. So if you want to understand that in a bit more detail, you can see there a bit more information on kind of what is PubShed POS and how do you set your taste styles and profile preferences as well. So all of that is available on the website.